smile on this one. It's good. Okay, hold there. Eking your smile out, number 2 smile. Excellent.
What's number 2 smile?
Yeah.
It's a little one.
Little one. And then they go up on the
Okay.
scale up to 10.
Right.
Well, you never use a 10 too early in the day. It's
Okay, this is John Levison for Try 24/7 in central London, joined by one of Britain's top female triathletes, Vanessa Raw. Vanessa in the Holiday Inn today, so just tell us before we start about your connection with Holiday Inn and what you're doing in London today, because I believe someone's got you into an ice bath earlier.
Yeah, well, I'm really lucky to be supported by Holiday Inn with some nights in their hotel, so which will really help me be able to support my races, being able to race abroad and only having to pay for the flight, because obviously I'm not on funding, so for me particularly it's really, really helpful. Yeah,
and obviously most of your races are going to be travelling around Europe and beyond,
exactly,
so that travel cost is pretty expensive.
Yes it is.
Yeah. So your last year you did quite a number of the World Championship Series races. What's on the schedule for this year? Because obviously it's potentially is a very important year.
Yeah.
1 year out from London 2012, which you and quite a number of other triathletes are all hoping to get some of those places. So what's your schedule looking like at the moment?
Well, obviously the start of the year hasn't worked out the way I wanted it to. I've been able to run for 3 months, and I've completely changed. I needed to change something. I've completely changed my team. I've got a new coach, and I'm feeling kind of hopeful again now. I've figured out what the problem is, and I think it's probably the same. It's the problem that's caused the last 4 years of injury, I think. So fingers crossed, this isn't me back on the way up now. So basically, I just want to spend. I need to spend, time getting fit again, and kind of fit, healthy, strong, and then ready to race towards the back end of the year, with the hope that. I'll just keep racing over winter, with the hope that I'll be, bang on ready to go at the beginning of next year.
Yeah, and we talked about it previously on the site, and obviously there are qualification places potentially available this year, but the standards for those are extremely high. You've got to get, I think, a top 3 at either London or Beijing.
Then plus another podium. You can't just get one. You have to have 2. So they make it pretty much impossible, I think, so that it is going to be next year that you qualify.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with any luck, from my point of view, I'm hoping that no one does qualify this year, because that would work in my favour. Yeah.
So you're hoping 2012 and that lead up to the Olympics, that's where you're going to be fit and stuff. Let's just talk about women's triathlon generally. As we came into the last Olympics, I think everyone around the world pretty much had 2 medals nailed on with Snowsill and Fernandez, and as it turned out, they were the first and second, and they were the 2 top athletes at the time. As I look at it now, it seems to be a lot more open. In that, on a good day, Emma potentially
might
is still
be up there.
Is still on if she can be there on the swim and the bike, potentially a class above. And as we've seen, she's a lot more vulnerable now. But we have behind that a much bigger group of athletes, the likes of Norden and Spirig and Finlay and Jenkins and lots of others. Is that how you see it? That really that it's very, very open.
I mean, everyone knows that Emma Snowsill's kind of fall down is a swim, and everyone's taking advantage of that. And the swim and the bike has really gone up a level. We know that to beat the best runners, you have to push the swim on and push the bike on. So basically, I think it's more likely the winner's going to be the overall athlete. Obviously, it does come down to the run, but it is much more exciting and much more open now than it used to be.
Yeah, and within the selection that the British Triathlon have laid down, they do at least give the scope within the rules that under certain circumstances they leave open the opportunity to select somebody that may be in a team or domestic sort of role. Looking at your strengths, you've always been a very good swimmer and cyclist. potentially, could that be a sort of role that that you would be a natural fit for? And if you were, and if you, fitness-wise, weren't in contention overall, would that be a role that you would be sort of open to and willing to take on?
Yeah, I think if I felt that there wasn't somebody else who was more suitable for the role, more suitable to just go to them and have a potential of being in the top 5 or something, then I would be up for it. But I don't want to, I'm not sure if I would like to go as domestique if I know that there's someone else there much more deserving to go. So, but if they're definitely going to take a domestique, then, and I hadn't made it purely for myself, then yes, I would go for it.
So you mentioned at the start here that you've had some injuries and stuff, and whereabouts are you injury-wise now, and in that process of recovery and fitness? Well, just talk us through that. Yeah,
well, I haven't ran for 3 months, and it was absolute mystery what it was. It wasn't anything structurally wrong, so it was something functional, and trying to find out what it was that was causing that has been difficult. So I've got this whole new team that's helping me kind of work everything out, and they're amazing and so passionate, and spend time watching me move, because that's what it's about. It's a functional problem. So we know what it is now, and it's quite simple to treat, and it's basically my right glute, so a lot of imbalances, things that are stuck, so they're stopping me from getting it strong, which just stops it from working and firing properly. And I think that's the cause of a lot of problems that I've had, and stop me being as efficient as I should be. So now that I know, it's basically kind of just starting all this strength stuff, all the way from basics, stuff that I should have done 6 years ago when I started the sport. And so I can get my body efficient like it should be, and be able to catch up with myself cardiovascularly.
So it must be quite frustrating, because you pretty much burst onto the scene 2006, I think. Second at Windsor, a very close race with Helen Jenkins, and then a top performance at the under-23 Worlds, and then sort of barely a constant battle with injuries and frustration ever since then.
And I suppose that kind of memories and hope of that I did do well with very little training behind me, kind of, that's what keeps me going, knowing that I just need to get myself figured out, strong, see what is going wrong here. And I spent a lot of time doing that on my own, but now that I've got this support behind me and new coach, it's possible now to kind of really get myself to that next level and back on track, really.
So tell us about the new coach and who's sort of looking after and planning your programs.
Rick Filati. So he coached Helen to Beijing with Mark Jenkins, so I'm in good hands.
And also, being no longer on the funding, I believe, as you said at the beginning, how much pressure and stress and difficulty does that put on you overall? So without that support or some of that financial benefit, that must make it very difficult to try and be a full-time athlete and compete with the standard that you want to do.
It has been difficult. I mean, I'm lucky that Adas has stuck by me and really believed me and supported me through all those years of being injured. But even so, it is still difficult, and which is why I've had to spend the last 3 months really trying to plug my art and trying to make sure that that's going to be able to support me for the next few months, because obviously I'm not going to be able to race. So that side of things is going really well. But this is why that I was almost in the situation thinking I'm going to have to quit, because I can't afford it. I can barely afford to feed myself now. So it's like, but I've just kind of got that hope, and now the art's starting to pick up again. That maybe I can do the two things alongside and my art to be able to support my triathlon without having to put myself too much pressure on the triathlon to do well now to get money. So it'll be all right.
And talking about the art and the Olympics, I know you did a series of paintings or artworks around Olympics and Olympic athletes. So just tell us a bit more about those and maybe where people can see some of those.
Well, I was doing Olympic athletes for this Olympic art group that I'm part of, which are on my website. Do I say VannessaRaw.com?
VannessaRaw.com, okay,
VannessaRawArt.com, sorry. VannessaRaw.com is my triathlon website. So, but they're absolutely massive, and obviously I can't keep storing all these massive paintings. They're at Heathrow at the moment, being exhibited, but they don't bring immediate income. And so I'm going to move back to what my original passion of landscapes, and hopefully be signed by this new gallery that I'm talking to at the moment. So I'm hoping that side of things is going to, it's going to pick up and go well.
So long term and well beyond your triathlon days is art. That's your career and what you see the rest of your life beyond your triathlon days. Cool. Well, good luck with that, Vanessa.
Thank you.
It's good to hear that we hope, fingers crossed, touch wood, getting over and to the bottom of what these injury problems are. And hope you recover well, and that by the end of this year we'll see you racing well.
Thanks. Thank you.